Carolina Hurricanes episode. Thanks for tuning in. Getting started. Do you think I'm just gonna before we get into stats, are they better this year than last year?
I'm gonna say no, dude.
Okay, let's get into it. Went above 500 by one game, 36 wins, 35 dubs, or what the fuck? 36 wins, 35 losses,
Yeah,
and 11
better.
OTLs.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna make that a thing.
Okay.
For 83 points, even worse than Calgary. And we say that they're not going to be better this year. Minus 28 in goal differential, 19 and 16 at home, 17 and 19 on the Rodizzle. Mm-hmm. Is there another stat that might stand out to you?
For me, it's just the word average is what pops into my head, especially looking at 4 crucial stats for every single team: goals for, goals against, power play, and penalty kill. They finished in the mid to low 20s in all 4 categories. Very consistently average.
Bad average though. Not even average. You're
just like average in a sense of like every aspect of this team was not something to write home about, you know? It was just very plain, boring team.
Okay. I agree with you 100%. Players.
Yeah.
Led by the man, the myth, the legend himself, Seb Aho.
Yeah.
65 points, 29 goals, which is very, very good in my books. At least,
not
for
only
a team that is that average.
Keep in mind that they've had a couple of changes in direction, right? The GM, the owner, all that stuff. Yes. It's been quite the shakeup in the offseason. The only player who was publicly made aware that he was safe on the roster was Sebastian Aho. He was the only untouchable player on that entire roster. So that says a lot about the team, because you look at them many years ago, when they won the cup against Edmonton, all the way up until last year. They had recognizable faces and names on that roster that you could, you knew who Carolina was. They didn't have to do well in the season for you to know some of these names. Some of these names that are still there, you got Justin Williams, who's back. You got Jordan Stahl. And then that's it.
Seems like he's been there for like 7 years now?
Yeah,
6, 7 years?
but like now he's a secondary guy. He's not a core, the core of the team. He's not the face of the franchise. His brother left, and it's not like he took over as, the main man there. He slipped down the lineup, and they bring in Dougie Hamilton, which adds some strength to that back end. I think their back end is very, very is something to be optimistic about. I'm a big fan. Justin Falk, I was hoping the Leafs would trade for him. Calvin DeHaan, who came over from the Islanders, I believe, was, I'm a fan of him. Brett Pesce is on their third pairing. I think he's a great young guy that can actually bring a ton of just positives to the team. So yeah. I think they have 3 good defensive pairings. And then up front, man, I look at those names. There's Svechnikov, Aho, and Zykov. Like, who the fuck is that? Who are we talking about here?
Zykov played 10 games from last year, so I guess he was either in junior or in the AHL. 7 points. So I can see why they have him as a top line this year going into it. Sebastian Aho, their number 1 center, their number 1 point getter. He's a given. And their newest draft, Svechnikov.
But you think he's going to be a
fantasy draft?
Do you think he's going to be a first-line guy just like that?
He might not be there all year.
I mean, when did they pick? They picked 5th overall?
I believe so. No, 2nd. They were 2nd.
They were 2nd overall?
Yeah, because I know
True.
Bergevin came out and said, listen, if this Svechnikov guy is available at 3rd, like there's no ifs, ands, or buts.
I remember.
We're taking him off the board. So, he went 2nd overall. Very comparable to Laine and Ovechkin. Wicked fucking wrister / half clapper.
Okay.
He's a big kid. And he's very, very good at streaking down the wing like Line and Ovechkin.
I'll definitely have to check him out. Check out some highlights.
Yeah. I did that just before the draft, just because in our draft we like to pick a random guy,
Yeah,
whether it's a rookie or he's Datsuk not
We
playing.
take a flyer on somebody. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't see him being there all year. I do see him getting first line power play minutes, first line 5-on-5 minutes. I don't know too much about his defensive category statistics, but I do think that'll come with time, like any young player, unless you're, I don't know, Sebastian Aho, who's good defensively and offensively. But a good pairing to have with him, those two young guys.
And
looking down,
that's it. If I start looking down that roster, I spoke about Michael Furlan in that last episode. I thought he was a good piece in Calgary. Now it looks like he has like almost too big of a role with Carolina.
Okay.
I don't know if he's the best for that player. Teravainen, I was a big fan of last year. I picked him up in fantasy late in the year. I don't really know, if he'll put up the same kind of numbers again. Yeah. And then, man, I look at all three lines. There's a player that I just don't fucking know. There's Necas, Martin Necas is their second line center. Fogley on their third line.
I'm just gonna pronounce it Fogel.
Fogel?
Because I'm a big fan of Superbad.
I just like.
Then they got Brock McGinn.
Yeah.
And Jordan Martinook. Now, I'm not saying not knowing these guys from right or left is a bad thing, or it means that they're bad players.
No, that could be a big surprise. Who knows?
Exactly. It just means that they're not proven, and we're not giving them any ounce of hope for 2019, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they have a good set of D. I just don't think that up front they have what it takes to be quite as balanced as you need to be.
Yeah.
And then
a breakout player from last year, who isn't my actual breakout player for the episode, but was Jakob Slavin.
Yeah.
He didn't post up the amount of points you think he would, but he still played pretty well.
Mm-hmm.
Threw up 30 points, which I think he could do a little bit better this year. They picked up Dougie Hamilton, who is always a good offensive threat, especially on the PP. They got Calvin DeHaan, who, again, is not a flashy guy, but he'll stay at home and keep the mother and daughter safe. And they didn't get, but they also started to bring up Hayden Fleury, who is going to be a good player for them.
Yeah.
Whether it's this year or next year or the year after, he'll make the jump sooner or later. And in nets, they still, I believe, they put way too much hope in Darling.
Darling is trash, bro.
And then they have Peter Mrazek.
Yeah.
So Cam Ward isn't even there anymore.
Well, so they got rid of Cam Ward. Just quickly, in other names they got rid of Derek Ryan, like I mentioned in the previous episode. Lee Stempniak was a depth guy. They lost Lindholm, Marcus Kruger, Noah Hannafin, Dalbeck on D. I mean, they didn't lose that many pieces, but losing Cam Ward and putting all your eggs in the Scott Darling basket is a woof, dude. I know I said I like their top six D, all three pairings, but I don't think they're good enough to stop the pouring amount of pucks that are gonna fucking fly through that net.
Fun stat: I actually picked up Harding at the beginning of last year, and I dropped him for Connor Hellebuck. All right, I picked him up over
Harding?
Connor Hellebuck. Yeah, I picked up Harding because I was watching the first game between the Leafs and Jets last year, and Hellebuck sucked dick. So I was like, fuck this guy. Biggest fantasy mistake of my life. Okay? I'll tell you right now. Yeah, so that is Carolina.
Tough.
Yeah.
Tough.
I don't see them finishing anywhere above where they finished last year.
No.
Finished 6th in your division.
Bro.
I would even have, even though the Islanders lost to Tavares, I'd have them above Carolina, and to be honest, I'd even have the Rangers
Yeah,
above.
the rebuilding Rangers will still be better than Carolina. I think Carolina is fucking gonna have fun with Buffalo down there in the bottom of the fucking conference. Jeez Louise. Trash.
So yeah, any other thing you want to say?
If any of you out there are gambling boys, you like to sprinkle some money on some hockey action, always bet the over in Carolina games, or the team total for the opponent, because Scott Darling is gonna let in 7 goals a game.
Bang bang! You heard it here first. The New Vegas
7 goals a game, bro.
All right, we're done.
I'm done with this trash.
All right, on to the sponsors. Probably makes the most sense for our channel. We're going with hockey. We got Bauer, Reebok, and CCM. I just want to thank our manager, Buzz Lightyear, for setting that up. A real big pull. I need some new skates, so thanks, Buzz.
What the fuck are you talking about right now?